Hey guys, it's Mana here, and I am back with One Way to Die. Now, I had meant to do the Christmas special, back in December, but it kinda got away from me, so I decided I'd do a Christmas in July kinda deal. So, let's check out the Christmas deaths that I had to break my computer to get a hold of. Suddenly, you snap awake in your bed, mouth dry, eyes sticky, and a slight film of moisture covering your whole body. As you blink away the fog of that last dream, the one where you died, a feeling of dread creeps over you. You are barely able to recall the last few seconds when suddenly it is replaced by a pretty nasty headache. Despite the feeling that horrible things are about to happen, your pulsating cranium, you remember that today is the last day the glorious Finnegan Brothers Fun Park is open. While the closing itself is truly a crime against humanity, the upside is that all the rides and games are free, the fried foods are heavily saturated as well as discounted, and there's a chance to win your own elephant. Who would pass that up, even with the specter of death lingering about? But getting cracked in the face with a whip breaks you out of that thought. What the fuck? You exclaim as you look over to see a large goat man-like thing with a long tongue and a huge basket standing there, getting ready to whip you again. You pop up out of bed and only to have Krampus hoof kick you dead in the chest, which knocks you to the ground. You would cry out, but the hit really took the wind out of you. As you lay there, the Krampus walks over to you, circling once, then begins to stomp the shit out of your face and chest, and with hooves, it doesn't take long to end your life. You were stomped by Krampus. You walk into the kitchen to see that envelope you didn't open yesterday. You say to yourself as you pick it up and tear it open. It is a holiday card with comical little elves on it packing up presents from your neighbor. You stare at it for a minute before uttering, "Elves? They aren't supposed to be short. What the hell, man?" Just then you feel a tapping on the back of your thigh. Turning around, you see a little man in some quaint holiday getup, holding up a sharpened candy cane. "You don't know me, motherfucker," he shouts as he stabs the candy cane into your thigh. You scream out and step backwards into the fridge as he stabs you again. As you slide down to the floor, you see 4 more of these little bastards coming around from behind the kitchen island. "Why?" you cry out as they start cutting you up like Julius Caesar. Before the last bit of life leaves your body, you look up to see a little sprig of mistletoe on the freezer door and wish at least one of them would give you a kiss. You were stabbed up with candy canes. You head towards the bathroom when, for whatever insane reason, you stop at the hallway closet. "I think there may be an old present in here for me," you say as you open the door and unveil the precariously dangerous packing job within. Carefully removing a box here and there, you do indeed find a leftover present from last year's winter holiday extravaganza at your family's house. You shake it gingerly with a shit-eating grin. "I wonder what could be inside," you ask to no one in particular. Only one way to find out. Well, you're going to wish you had forgotten all about it in a second. You tear the neatly wrapped package to shreds and find a weird canister-looking object inside. Fumbling with the tiny latches around the top of it, you accidentally undo them and the lid pops off. A foul-smelling gas pours forth from within, and you fill your precious lungs with it as it continues to fog up your hallway. Dear dog, you gasp as whatever hideous poison it is begins to shut down your internal processes, and you slump down onto the bath towels. You've been gassed by a present. I'm confused. It says that I died, but then it gives me an option to continue. You head downstairs at lightning speed, fueled by the desire for cheap food, free rides, not to mention a possible free pet elephant. You accidentally skip over one of the middle steps and almost lose your balance. Stumbling, you immediately grab onto the railing, which saves you from tumbling down the stairs into that quite lovely solid oak door you had installed last year. For your own safety, you decide to descend a bit slower. As you make it to the bottom of the stairs, your belly reminds you that you should eat before leaving, lest that fuel runs out. Conflicted by your love of the fun park and your body's need for energy, you stop at the bottom of the stairs to make yet another important decision. There should be a death there. And it says, "I've died," but it's not giving me the death. You snatch up your keys from that little hook you have near the door that looks like a grizzly bear crotch and speed outside. But before you manage to get 1 foot off the porch, you notice about 12 large reindeer idling around your lawn. "What the?" you start as you stare in confusion. You carefully approach them and look back at the roof of your house, just in case. In case the imaginary creature known as Santa is up there. Seeing nothing, you turn your attention back to the lumbering mammals and go so far as to try and pet one of them. Why not? You've never seen one in person before. I have. and you definitely never will again. It seems either all reindeer, or these ones specifically, do not like to be touched, violently so. Just like the bulls in Pamplona, the closest one to you, that you almost touch, jams his horns into your chest and lifts you off the ground. In true reindeer game fashion, the bastards start to toss you back and forth, which increasingly destroys the bones in your body and causing small tears in your flesh. One even drops you on the ground for a second, but as you try to crawl away, he scoops you back up and tosses you to the next one. It doesn't take long for this kind of manhandling, no pun intended, to take its toll. You whip up into the gas station and park at the pump. As soon as you get out of the car, however, you feel the piss of 1,000 oceans pushing against the inside of your bladder. Why is this always when I get here? Why is it always when I get here, you ask yourself shamefully. Trying to get the key as quickly as possible from the clerk and making it to the bathroom on the other side of the building proves challenging, but you manage. Hurriedly, yet cautiously, waddle into the bathroom and right up to the closest urinal. In a flash, you're peeing like there's no tomorrow. So much so that there's a real chance you may overflow the little trough. Behind you, the door opens and you glance to the side to see a man in a Santa outfit strolling up to where you are. What's this freak up to, you think to yourself, just before the son of a bitch loops an incredibly long holiday stocking around your neck and puts his knee into your back. You grasp at the clearly filthy and tightening legging as the maniacal Santa laughs, ho ho ho, a little too close to your ear. You can smell the cheap vodka and menthol cigarettes on his breath as your vision begins to fade into fuzzy black nothingness. Looks like you were on the naughty list this year, buddy. You have been strangled by Santa. After pulling up onto the highway and nestling into the right-hand lane, you see a few snowflakes come down. Wait, it is winter, you think as they start to hit heavier and heavier. Before you know it, the area on both sides of the interstate are blanketed with the white powder and traffic has slowed to a crawl. You let out a sigh in fear that you may not make it to the fun part before it closes at this rate. Shit, they might have already closed it down due to this freak snowstorm that just hit. Suddenly, the flow of cars comes to a halt, and you shed a single tear. To cheer yourself up, you decide to pull onto the shoulder and walk out into the snowdrifts. A few other drivers, also stuck where they are, watch you walk a good many yards out, then fall backwards into the snow. You still aren't sure why, but you lay there and start moving your arms and legs and back and forth, making a snow angel. This, for whatever weird reason, cheers you up. After who knows how much time, you begin to get numb and then warm. So warm, in fact, that you feel like you should take off your clothes. But you are suddenly sleepy, very sleepy. You decide to close your eyes for just a bit, but you never wake back up. You froze to death making snow angels. Well done. You rip into the fun park parking lot like it's going out of style. Well, it is closing, so that's probably close enough. Finding the closest spot to the front gates, because you don't want to waste another minute trying to get in, you slam the car door shut and run to the back of the insanely long line of folks attempting to gain entrance. And this line seems to be moving unbearably slow. To make matters worse, there's a mob of about 10 carolers slowly wandering down said line and singing some shitty holiday tune. Everyone seems rather displeased by this, as they should. As the carolers get closer, you notice that one of them has a small bucket of which to collect donations. Donations? Seriously, dude? You say when they get about 3 people away. At first, the guy pays you no mind until they get right up to you. He rattles the can a little as they switch into the next song. A little agitated by the state of affairs and the fact that you aren't already stuffing your face with fair food, you slap the can out of his hand and scream, "Ain't nobody got time for this shit!" The carolers don't take it lightly. The can man swiftly kicks you in the sternum, sending you crashing to the ground. Then the rest of them put the boots to you. You can hear nearby fairgoers tossing money into his can as life escapes your body. You were stomped by carolers. There's a lot of stamping going on. Stamping! You crab walk back to your car, trying not to disturb the insane amount of food dissolving in your guts, and ease back into the driver's seat. "Dear dog," you exclaim as you start up the car and head to the freeway, just in case your body decides to process your delicious treats faster than it should, or if one of them was tainted and results in food poisoning, you speed up to hasten your return home. A sweat breaks out on your forehead and you masterfully weave in and out of traffic at a dangerous and illegal pace, but finally, just on the Mongan River overpass, you hit a deadlock. Suddenly your belly gurgles a hideous, horrendous gurgle, and you pop open the door and run to the edge of the overpass itself. Looking around but not really caring, you pull down your pants and squat precariously off the railing and begin to spray shit down into the river, not noticing you are actually somewhat over the wooden area around the river where some nice folks were decorating an evergreen tree for a local charity. Well, guess what? You are raining on their parade, literally, and with shit. They scream from below, which startles you, and you tumble backward. You fall about 40 or so feet and catch the spiky top of the tree with your pelvis. The impact is enough to push a good foot or two of it into your body, ripping open your organs and killing you, painfully but festively. You are impaled by a holiday tree. As you turn onto your block, you notice that a snow has hit here. Is it even winter yet? You wonder to yourself as you slow down a bit while nearing your house. In your next door neighbor's lawn, you see a couple of kids making a snowman in the freshly fallen powder. It almost brings a tear to your eye. What with the memories of your old snowmen as you pull into your driveway and bring the car to a stop. As you turn off the engine, you watch the children put on the finishing touches To your, and everyone within line of sight's surprise, the damn thing animates to life and cackles. Holy shit, you say as you exit the vehicle and run over to see what the hell is happening. The children, obviously frightened, run away screaming for an adult or two. This leaves just you and the snowman. You get just within kicking distance as the abomination greets you. Hello, I'm Frosty the Snowman. He reaches out a pathetic branch arm as if to shake your hand, and, not trying to be a jerk, you grasp it in good faith. However, the second you do, you notice your hand completely freezes over, and the icy death begins to spread up your arm at an alarming pace. Frostly begins to cackle again as it hits your chest and seizes your breathing. Who knows what mischief he gets into as soon as you freeze completely solid. You were iced by Frosty the Snowman. Frostly. So that is all of the deaths. I'm a little confused because the one that's supposed to happen on page 4, even though I'm entering the correct number and it gives me the death indication, I don't actually die. Because page 4 is supposed to be something with Christmas lights. But I'm not getting the Christmas lights for some reason, so I don't know if that's a bug in my game. I did kind of cheat to get this, as I'm sure as you can tell. I had to reset my computer to Christmas, so yeah. Sorry. It's a fun game. Check it out for yourself. Have some fun with it. I still love random mode because it's just fun to see random things happen, I guess. I don't know. I'm weird. I'm logging off now. I'll see you guys later. And remember to do something nice for a stranger today. You may just save a life. Bye!